all really formal here, and I won't be able to do my normal stuff because there's tables all along here. Yeah, but if I come down there, they can't see me. So I'm gonna improvise here. They're gonna love me for this, but they can just fuck right off. Bit of furniture moving. I really appreciate it. That's fine. As long as I can stand here, that's great. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hello! As always, I like to do a little video to send to my mom and my dad. Oh, I know! I forgot to turn it on. Hold on. Someone's advertising, obviously. We have a deal with who are... That sucks, and so is that. Good old Coca-Cola. So, what I usually do, first of all, it's great to be here. It's been years I've been asked, and this is the first year that I've ever been able to fit it into my schedule. So I'm really excited. I'll try to, so you don't have to see, because it's very often that you can't see me because of a big pole. Hello. So what I will, it's great to see. I didn't expect that I was going to be so popular here. Okay, so I'm going to put the microphone down for a second. I'm going to start that side, and I want you to all scream and yell, or say, "Hi, Mom and Dad," all right? I'm going to do 2 things, okay? Here we go. Wait a minute. Don't worry, I've got some surprises planned for you. 1, 2, 3, go! His name is Finnegan. Can you all shite? Actually, when she had the baby, she felt like she was having a big shite. I'll tell you that. Can you all shout, "Hi, Finnegan," on the count of 3? You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, that's that done. Thank you very much for that. That's my fanboy geek moment out of the way. There's many more. So, do we ask questions here? Is this how it works? You do. Okay, because what I usually like to do is go right to the questions, because I feed off of you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! Don't ever... Wait. Be polite. If I see anybody being an asshole, you're sitting back down. We'll do what I like to do best, and that's go both ways. So I should say Captain Jack, because this boy's totally gay. So we'll start with this side, and then we'll go back and forth. Now, if your question, shit, we're just gonna move on. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not in the 50th anniversary. There you go.
Because Moffat can't kill Jack!
Not my call. Not my call. Anyway, go ahead.
Hi, John. It's not really a question, but I just wanted to say that Captain Jack is one of my all-time favorite characters from anything ever. And he just brought so much life and so much passion to the role. And I just wanted to thank you for your big inspiration.
You're welcome. That was it? No question? Anyway, next, over here.
Okay, so it's not really a question, it's more or less a question. So, I really messed up. I hurt my best friend really bad, and it would mean the world to her if you'd be able to sign this sonic screwdriver for her.
No.
You don't tell me what to do.
Like, if you say no, it's perfectly fine.
I don't have a pen up here.
I have a purple Sharpie.
Okay, come on over there. You shut your fucking mouth! I know it's New York, but come on! Alright, this is the only thing I'm signing, okay? Right? Because I don't want I don't want people going, well, you sign this because I got a dead grandmother. She's fucking dead. Here. 16. No, I can't do that. 4. Lindsay, spell it. Lindsay.
You lied.
How did you hurt her? Don't answer that.
I was a pretty big asshole.
You're a pretty big asshole. Tell them what you did. No, I'm not signing this. You're telling them what you did.
Okay, so pretty much what happened was,
Anyway, there you go. Yes. By the way, spray hairspray on it, it sticks better, it won't smudge.
got it.
Fanboy tip. Yes.
So, as a New Yorker, I'm curious to know if you are planning at any point to come back to Broadway or...
Can you imagine?
Before you answer that, I just wanted to know if you retained any of Captain Jack's pheromones, because I'm not usually into guys, and I'm feeling
Listen, you're not the first lesbian that's wanted to do it. Put out my gum. Let me think. As for Broadway, I never say no because I never know what's going to happen in the future, but I've been offered a couple of Broadway shows over the last few years. I've been offered stuff also in the West End in London, but I have to be honest, I really love playing these characters on these different kind of sci-fi comic book shows that I'm involved in, and I love doing that. It also gives me a chance to see my husband Scott, whereas when you're doing theater, theater people probably work the hardest in the industry because they're working, 8 shows a week. They get 1 day off a week with a half day on either side. It's not a lot of time. So eventually I will come back. I will do something on Broadway. I will do something back in the West End. My big thing I would love to do is take La Cage on a tour around the country. So you never know. And as to my pheromones, I don't know what it is. I don't know what makes me likable to lesbians.
You're hot.
Well, no, because I don't wear Birkenstocks. And I shave my armpits. Oh, please, you thought I was going to be politically correct with lesbians. They know I love them. Yes, I do. I do. I just don't like a clam bake every now and then. Really? Have a good ride home, kids, moms, and dads. He was talking about fish, honey. Thank you. Next question.
Hi.
Hi.
So I was wondering, how do you think Captain Jack would react to meeting the 11th Doctor?
I don't know. Well, I've actually met him. in you know, on other terms outside of work and stuff like that. But that's a question I don't kind of delve into that kind of fan fiction because I know what you guys delve into. That's why I don't read it, because sometimes I would go, oh my God, and I don't oh my God very much. But I might go, oh my God. I don't know, I think he would be slightly intrigued because he's much younger, right? No, and the thing with David and myself, there was always that kind of tension between us because I never let him know that I fancied him, right? But the audience knew, and then also when he let me know that he thought I was wrong, that I shouldn't exist, until that moment where he gave me Alonzo in the bar.
Yeah.
Really. And that was basically the doctor then saying, Jack, I think you're cool, I don't care who you do or what you do, but here's the gift for you. Off to the Titanic. He'd be intrigued. I think he would be very flirtatious because he would, I have to believe that he would know it's the doctor. He just would. He might, then it might give him one of these. Go, or, Good enough?
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent, yes.
First of all, I just wanted to say that the way you play Tragedy with Jack is really heartbreaking, and I love it. And also, that said, just you yourself, you seem like a really fun guy, and you're very entertaining to watch. And I was wondering, what is your ideal party?
Talk about in front of all these people. Because I have fan fiction and fantasies too. No, I'm pretty much, and a lot of people don't know this, the one thing that I adored about playing Captain Jack, and I still adore when, when I was asked to play him again when we took the show to Stars and all that different stuff, the thing that thrills me the most is I was able, because Russell and the other writers, Steven even when he was writing Doctor Who episodes, they watched me, they listened to me, they saw how I acted with people, and I am very, very much like Captain Jack Harkness. I really am. No, and I'm not saying that to get a round of applause, because in television, the way I work in television, you put a lot of your own personality into the character because that makes him likable to the audience because they can connect with something. Rather than playing a character, right? You put your own personality into it. So, without any pun intended, there's a lot of John and Jack and a lot of Jack and John. Right? So I guess my kind of ideal party would be the exact same thing that Jack would want. Anything with a zip code.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hi. This question is actually for my friend because she's too shy to talk to you.
She was that, but I didn't understand that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's too shy to talk to me.
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
So her question is, you've been known to kiss, grope, inappropriately touch a lot of your coworkers.
And our set is not inappropriate. Get the wording right, because they enjoy every... They do it. What's really funny is they all make it sound like I'm the only one doing it. Hell no.
So her question is, who out of the people that you have kissed, who is the best?
Well. No, it's not David Tennant. He's got simple chronic halitosis. And that you didn't know. He doesn't. The person that I like kissing the most, and I've said this before, and I will continue to say because I think he's a lovely, working with him, he was an exceptional young man. He also did things on set and played along with stuff and never got embarrassed. He was totally cool about everything, and that is Gareth. I enjoyed kissing Yanko the most. In fact, the one scene that I always kind of referred to with Gareth and I was the scene where we're in the kind of botanical room, right? And where we're making out, we're half naked, and I've got my arm down his pants, and he's got the same, and all I'll say is we're doing this, right? Now, before we shoot that, I say to him, look, Gareth, we gotta make it look real. We gotta, try to... Well, of course we do. So I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put my hand on your thigh, and you can do the same, and we'll just rub each other's thighs, but it will look otherwise on camera, which it did, right? But what we didn't know was that Eve, when she was coming in, had again planned something. We were always playing pranks on each other and pranks. She planned with the director to do it more than once. So the director goes, and ready, and Eve's walking around the gangway of the hub, and we hear, action! And we hear Eve walking around, and Gareth and I going, Eve walks in, she goes, cut! Fine. She goes back again, action! She walks over, she walks in, she goes, what'd you get at, right? Sorry, and walk out. Again, action! She walks by, she goes in, we're going, and she goes, I'm actually not bothered, but Gareth was like this, but she just plays pretty hard. So she does it again, by about 3 times, right? She comes in, she walks in, she finally goes, oh, sorry. Gareth and I are doing this, and the director doesn't shot cut, and all of a sudden we hear, cut! And I go, whew, Gareth, that was it. He said, that was a marathon. I said, yeah, it was. And I said, thank God it was your leg. And he went, that was not my leg. I love my job. Thank you. Yes.
When is Jack Harkness going to be back on TV?
When is who? Jack Harkness. Who? Doctor?
Captain! Captain Jack.
When is Captain Jack going to be back on television?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And now that Rex is immortal, will Jack and Rex spend the rest of the eternity together?
I really didn't hear that question. Don't speak so, just speak loudly.
Will Rex and Jack spend the rest of eternity together, since now they're both immortal?
Well, I don't know. You'll have to talk to the writers, and again, it's what we did learn about Jack at the end of that series. And don't get upset when someone's asking a question, because they got every right to ask the question too, okay? All right, I know, it's on television at the moment, and it's a spoiler. Major spoiler there for those who haven't seen it. Thanks a lot, Doctor. So get back in the car, let's go back in time and fix that question. I will say that if you do have an inkling that you may want Torchwood back, the one thing you should probably be doing is watching it on BBC America to make sure the ratings are high, because then they'll go, ooh, people like this. So that's my little tip to you, and most of you don't sound excited, so you don't piss off them. No, but with those of you who are watching and don't want the spoiler, I don't think they'll spend the time in eternity together, because they really, as two characters, didn't like each other. I mean, they got along with each other, but they kind of, there was that, he called me World War II all the time. I thought that was hysterical. But Jack, kind of for the longest period during that part of the series, thought he was a bit of a buffoon. And Rex thought that Jack was a bit of this kind of mysterious sexual idiot. So yeah, I don't think that would happen. But who knows? Torchwood, we don't know if it'll come back. It's up to the producers, it's up to the BBC, but as I've always said, if it does come back and I were to ask to be in it, I would go at a drop of a hat to play Jack again.
First of all, I just really want to say that as somebody who is queer and doesn't identify as gay or straight, I really appreciate the character of Captain Jack Harkness.
Can you turn the speaker behind me up a little bit so I can hear more of them? Thank you very much. Go ahead.
What I want to know is, what about us? What about love? What about saying that you'll never give up? But we're in danger, so.
Guess we've been talking too much. Separately. Shut up, I'm singing. Just say the honeymoon's over. Now that's a song that I'm really proud of. It was written for me, and it's called What About Us? And when the record company, we talked about it, and they said, we'd like you to, do this new song. And I said, great. And they said, we're going to make a video. I said, yes, but I want to put up the idea. I want it to be about a male and female, partnership, and also a male partnership, from what I know. So I said, I wanted to show the relevance and how equal everything is and how they are the same. So it was really one of the first videos where you see two of those relationships being compared. And if any of you haven't seen it, the song's called What About Us? It's online, and you can download, look at it on YouTube. And if you feel like you want to, you can also buy it on iTunes. But yeah, it's a really great song. I do it in my concert tour. I absolutely adore it, and thank you for quoting it.
Thank you. I love that song.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yes. Honey, just take the microphone, pretend it's me. There you go. Speak up.
I work down in Alabama with a bunch of truckers, and I've been playing your albums while I'm at work, and they've been wondering when you're going to come out with another album.
Did you say you've been down and out with a bunch of truckers? You sound like you've got a great life, girl. Hanging out at truck stops. That sounds like a gay porn movie to me.
Alabama.
You live in Alabama? Well, I'm so sorry for you. Welcome to New York City, where everything is free. It's a group.
I work for a trucking company.
Okay.
And the truckers come into my office. And
Lesbians back off her. She works for a trucking company.
And they hear the albums playing in the background, and they keep asking me who you are.
Oh, really?
Okay.
The truckers do.
Yes.
Show them one of my YouTube videos of me dressed as Zaza. That'll scare the shit out of them. Either that or they'll get Scott and I a threesome. Who knows? I can't believe you're all so shocked at my jokes. So the question is, when is the new album coming out?
Do you have any new albums in the works or anything?
Well, the thing is that record companies have changed over the years, and a lot of artists, unless you're like a Paul McCartney or somebody really huge, they're not giving you the money to make them, so we're having to find ways to fund them ourselves. Because the record companies are only putting money to all of the publicity for the album. So we are looking at a company at the moment. It's not Kickstarter. There's another company that we have to do based in the UK, but it has a worldwide distribution. And we are going to hopefully be announcing something before Christmas as to what the plans are. Because if it's funded by people who want obviously I'm going to put money into it, but if it's funded by people who want to buy the album and are excited about the album, and also because, and you guys know what, I love you, I love my fans, and I'm not saying that to be sycophantic, I absolutely do. You have made my life incredible, so I like to do things, give back to you. So therefore I get to choose the songs. I'm not pressured by a record company saying, this one was #1 by this band, and you gotta record this. I can fully choose what I think you are going to like to hear, and hopefully that will all work out. So just keep watching my website. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're real.
I'm real? Oh, I hope so.
I've been listening to this song on YouTube for so long now. Can you at least sing the chorus, The Doctor and I?
Yeah!
Can I do the first verse or the first build up to it?
Yeah, sure, that's perfectly fine.
Hope I remember the words. This is another one that I did. Steven Schwartz and I contacted him because I used to listen to Wicked when I was filming Doctor Who, the first series. I used to drive back from Wales to London, and I used to put the soundtrack on because it got me from the studio back to my front door in London within the full cast recording. So I used to listen to it all the time, and I fell in love with the song The Wizard and I. And I always thought that that would be how Jack would describe how he felt about meeting the Doctor. So I wrote to Stephen, and with his permission, we changed together some of the words and created this new version of it. When I meet the Doctor, when I prove my worth, and when I meet the Doctor, what I've waited for since birth, and with all his doctor wisdom, by my looks he won't be blinded. Do you think the Doctor is dumb? Or like, he's so small-minded? No, he'll say to me, I see who you truly are, Jack, a man on whom I can rely. And that's where we'll begin, the Doctor and I. But again, if you want to hear that, you can go online and see one of my concert tours in the UK, because I sing it, and I'm not just saying because of the way I sing it, but when I sing it, it brings the house down. And I sang it for the first time in public for David was there, and Russell T. Davis and Julie, and all of the people from Doctor Who were at this concert, and I think I sang it for the first time in Cardiff, Wales. So it was really awesome, really awesome. Yes?
I was wondering what your favorite moment of acting as Jack Harkness was, like your favorite episode.
I don't really have one favorite. No, because I don't answer favorite questions, because once I say that, it's stuck. I can never choose another moment, because some of you guys will not let me. You're like, well, that's what you said your favorite was, and that's the one you're sticking to. So I never answer favorite questions. But some of my most favorite times on Doctor Who were when David and I were doing scenes together, and we had to run.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were so awful. Because you would have the coats, both of us, and we'd have regular coats, which were called the hero coats, which were much longer, so when we were standing, they would flow, and they would blow in the wind, right? Totally awesome. But then we had our girly running coats, which had a bigger split up the back, and they were slightly shorter. So there was one sequence when David and I used to race. We would always challenge each other. That was it. We were competitive. Two Scottish boys doing the job, the dream job they always dreamt about, right? Both heroes. We were going to beat each other. The problem was, Dave was in Converse, and I was in cat boots. So David would be like, phew, and I'd be like, and in this one instance, you had the camera on the back of the ATV vehicles, you call them that? The four-wheel vehicles, right? We had a cameraman on the back, and I have to step down for this, okay? So is it okay to step in front? So we're running, right? And the camera's in front of us. Think of it about a foot in front of us, okay? And as the camera's going, David and I, first of all, you have to think about when you're running, because you have to run slower, because sometimes they can't go so fast. So the first run would be like that. We're going, yeah, we're having dialogue. Awesome. Right? Okay? So they go, cut, do it again. So we get to go back on ourselves, and they say, go. Oh my God, it's starting to go faster. Oh my God, cut, next. Okay, we go back and run, and I'm in boots. Third time around, it's this. Jack. David like that. Well, we didn't tell him, and after, the cameraman kept telling the guy in the ATV vehicle, go faster. Go faster. The next time around, both David and I were like, we were both going, yeah, I'm fine. Oxygen, please. So those are some of my favorite moments. Yes.
Hi, I'm Faith.
And now I'm so out of breath.
So I just wanted to say that I'm a writer, and Captain Jack is one of the most well-developed and he has the best transition as a character, because when we first meet him, you're sort of like, oh, he's just this flirt. But I think with the development of Torchwood, you get this great development because of the love interest with Ianto and him sort of wanting to settle down, and I think you acted that out brilliantly. So I think if we ever saw Captain Jack again, do you think the Doctor would ever go back and try to save Ianto for him, because the Doctor was the one that subjected him to that fate?
You want the honest answer?
Yeah.
No. Because, again, I'm saying no. This is my personal thing, because I know that how Russell, and the reason why Ianto died, because in dramas you have to change all the time, because you have to keep it, alive. You have to do things that upset people, because either then you stay with it or you jump ship. But a lot of people still stay with it, right? And Ianto, the memory will always be there. And in some of the books, he is there. And I love one of the radio show episodes that we did where he's actually a ghost. Jack has to tell him and let him go. Because Ianto thinks he's back and it's real. It's just heartbreaking. So, who knows? But I personally think if it was Russell involved, he wouldn't send the Doctor back. He might do an episode where he goes back and they meet up again, but it all happens all over again. Because wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, you guys are like, no, I think if we don't think But that, for Eve and I, we've often talked about this, that was one of the most devastating scenes that we had to film. Obviously when he dies in my arms, but then you jump to the next sequence where we're in the room, and we're all under the bags, and Jack's there, and she knows that he's going to come back. But that's why she sits next to Ianto. But if you'll also notice that the numbers, if you go back, if I'm correct, Ianto's in number 11, which is my birthday. Yep. Ianto's in number 11, and I asked him to do this. And Jack is in number 13, which is unlucky for some, lucky for others, but also it was my mother's birthday. So two of my numbers together, just for me, is that's one of those little Easter egg things that, being a geek myself, I was like, you just gotta put me number 13 and put him in 11 because it'll just be so awesome for me. And I can always have that moment. So it was heart-wrenching to go over and to play that scene. But heart-wrenching, but also fun, because when he came down and pulled my plastic bag back at one point, I had googly glasses on when I was Harpo Marx knows I'm going, he's not dead.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I love your face. I really love your face.
Thank you very much. I love my face too.
I thought so. I just wanted to know.
People said a lot of things to me before, but never, I just love your face. Yes.
What are your thoughts on Misha Collins?
My Misha Kakapuka. Misha's lovely, and Misha, what's really funny is that he and I just are like lovers passing in the night. Because we always meet at the most random moments. We're like, quick picture for all the fans. They'll love it, right? What should we do? Hug. Instagram, Twitter, you guys are like that. So although I enjoy hugging him and everything, we do know what we're doing because we know what you guys love it. And that's why we do it. So we're hoping the next meeting we're going to just take it a step further. I'm not telling you what though. Yes.
Hi.
Hi. You know what? I love your face. Well, thank you.
Can you name any of the pranks you may have pulled on Torchwood Torchwood or Doctor Who.
Any of the...
Pranks.
Oh God, I could go on for hours about pranks. The two ones that I love talking about, number one is anytime Eve Miles, because Eve's my girl, right? Eve's my girl, and I call her my Evie, and she calls me her Ginny, right? So that's the names we have for each other. When we really have a little too much to drink, we're just crying with each other. There was one flight, we were going back across to the US from the UK when we were filming Miracle Day. And she and I had a little too much to drink, right? Virgin Atlantic, you know the beds they have up front? Well, we decided to get in one together. And those aren't big enough really just for me, but both she and I squeezed and fell asleep for the whole flight. And when we woke up, we were soaking wet. And then everybody proceeded during that whole flight to take photographs of us while we were sleeping. Because apparently my hands were in places that they don't normally go. And she did not object. The pranks I love to play on Eve, anytime when we call doing an over-the-shoulder shot, which is like when that camera is over my shoulder, facing onto Eve's face, okay? So I would be standing right in front of the camera, and you would never see me, but you'd see the jacket, you'd never see my face, you'd see the side of my ear and the hair, and you'd just see Eve's face. So, she would be doing her big dialogue, and I'd be standing, because giving her an eye line and looking at her like this, standing there, I've got the coat on, camera's over this way, and you can hear chuckling, and at the end of the sequence, she's done with this massive piece of dialogue, she looks at me and she goes, Ginny, you've got your balls out again, don't you? Yep. And she's like, and she'll go, I'm not looking, I'm going, you're gonna look, I'm not looking, you're gonna look, I am not, look, oh Jesus, they are. So, yeah. Finished. You can sit down if you like, though. I'll continue. The other one was when in Torchwood when Yanto was pushing the concrete boulder off of the roof. Not the roof, the quarry, and he smashes it because Jack's been encased inside. And Jack comes out. Now I had to be stark naked. I was wearing nothing. I told the cameraman, I said, look, when they come around the corner in the car, make sure you get their faces, please. Because just before we started rolling, I was warming it up a little. Shake your booty. Shake it, yeah. So I'm standing there, boom. I'm standing there like that. They get out of the car, they pull around the corner, the door opens, and if you go back and watch this, you will see it. Yeah. Eve gets out of the car, she goes, Garrett gets out of the car and does this. And then you have Kai Owen, who plays Gwen's husband. He gets out of the car and goes, and they keep walking to me. But not only because I warmed it up a little bit, but because of health and safety, and we're in a quarry, I had to have protection on my feet, and there was nothing to put in my feet because you'd see shoes, so I put maxi pads on my feet. With wings! Oh yeah! And as I walked towards them, everything was blowing in the wind and you hear and I'm going like this, and they're walking, there's no sound, and I'm going, Eve, they hold so much water. So much. We had such a great time. And that's just a little snippet of the kind of stuff that we would do to each other. I mean, other things like when Bert Gorman was going around in the medical equipment, he used to get so frustrated when he had to do medical equipment, and we used to hide it. Every take, we'd hide it or we'd make it so it broke because he was so, oh, Vinny Bots, that's Bert's nickname. Anyway, thank you for the question. Yes. That's all right, don't choke.
I'll try not to. I'm Regan, I'm shaking a little bit, but I have a friend, Sonia, who, it's her birthday today, and she was supposed to be here, but she was admitted to an inpatient hospital yesterday, and I was wondering if you could wish her a happy birthday. She should be watching this.
What's her name?
Sonia?
Sonia. Hi, Sonia. Happy birthday, and hope you get well soon.
I'm Maddie.
You're Bonnie?
I'm Maddie.
Maddie! I had a dog named Maddie. Yeah, she was so fluffy and cute. Yeah.
I was wondering if you realized that there was a script, the band The Script, their album Science and Faith basically is Torchwood Series 2. Like, they have a song called Exit Blues.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No.
I've tried tweeting them so many times to ask if they were, like, if they did that on purpose, and they will not answer me.
Well, if you've tweeted them so many times, I can understand why they won't answer. Crazy! I have no idea. I don't have an answer to that question either. And the one thing that I found out a lot about people who write things, or in fact, there is a book out there at the moment, or a graphic novel where, don't quote me on this, but there's a character that is based on John Barrowman and a bit of Captain Jack, and the writer actually admitted it. Someone told me at one of the last cons that I went to. I've got the name of it. Once I get it, what I'll do is I'll tweet the name so you can check it out if you want to, but I don't know about the song. But how great
It's really cool.
if that was that how great that other shows, it's like yourselves when you do fan fiction and all that kind of stuff. Other things inspire you to do things. And that would be awesome if Torchwood inspired them to write some songs about episodes or based on episodes. Who knows?
I just hope I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. Just don't tweet somebody more than 25,000 times. Because then you're a loony. I'm kidding. Anyway, thank you. Yes?
Hi, my name is Sherry. First off, I just wanted to thank you for sharing so much of yourself as a person with your fans.
You're welcome.
Secondly, I wanted to say, obviously Jack is an omnisexual character.
Yes.
And it's stated that that's sort of established in more of the 51st century.
Yes.
I was wondering if you thought, how long you thought it would take to reach that point, and if you thought, how much you thought that was progressed by playing Jack as a character.
Are you talking about real life or TV life?
Real life.
Real life. Well, I do have an answer for that, because when we did the first series of Torchwood, and the things that we were talking about doing, I say we, but when I was being told by Russell what the plans were for Jack, and by Julie Gardner, the thing that was amazing to me, that one line that I started saying that was written for me, the 21st century is when it all changes, and you better be ready, or you gotta be ready. How did we, it was a parallel thing, or right now, 21st century, shit's all changing. It is changing. The sexual stuff, it's changing that, gay marriage, we're beating down the Christian wall, we're doing all that stuff. I'm not saying that every Christian is like that, but it's the loony bins that are the ones that don't want everybody to be equal, and that's where it's wrong, and that's what kind of Russell was, I think, meaning with the 21st century is when it all changes, but we had no idea it was going to happen, right? So how great that it hasn't taken until the 51st century that we can all get married because we love somebody, right? In certain states, which the fight isn't over yet, but how great that it didn't take until the 51st century. And Scott and I talk about this a lot. The ones who have to be applauded are not only the ones who have been here before us, who fought in the 50s and 60s and into the 70s and into the 80s to have change, but it's the younger generation now. And you know why it's so important for you guys? And I say younger, I mean like 25 and under, because you just don't, I mean this positively, you don't give a shit if somebody's gay or straight. You just don't. That is what it should be like, right? So you guys are going to be the next ones to carry on that change. And the more, with all due respect, you understand what I mean, the more you don't care, the better off it's going to be, and the better, off we're going to be without those stuffy, up the kind of their own rear-ended Republicans to tell us what they want rather than what we want. man. Thank you. I'm very passionate about that kind of stuff, and solely because for many years, you know, as a lot of people I know out there, we were told that we were different, we were wrong, we were bad, we were evil. And you know what? I wasn't going to put up with it anymore, and we just shouldn't. So we have to speak.
If there was a Torchwood Series 5, what would you want from the plot and the characters?
Well, what I would really like to do, if I were in control, which probably wouldn't happen, but my sister and I have written a really great novel of the continuing story of Jack Harkness, which is called Exodus Code. And it's just been released in the States, and it's on paperback, and it tells the future story of what happened to Jack after Miracle Day. So there's an 8-part, 10-part miniseries right there. So it's already written. All we gotta do is get them to do it, but again, we never know. You just don't know. So that's what I would like to see. There's many things in there, I don't want to spoil it for people, but one of the great scenes that my sister and I had great fun writing was the first scene to introduce, because when you do something new, you have to introduce a new audience to Jack in the book world. So we had to show that he was going to die and come back to life. And there's a bit, he's flying in a plane with a guy that he's been having an affair with, and the plane he starts going upside down, I won't tell you why, but he falls out, and in his head, the publishers made us change this, because the original line was, fuck, this is gonna hurt. Because he falls out of the airplane and he's gonna hit the ground. But they made us change it, it just says, damn, this is gonna hurt, or something like that. It's a little cleaner, but that, to me, is those kind of things, because I think, oh, that would be so awesome to film. Falling out of a plane! So that's kind of, if you want to know what the story, what I would like, then read that. And it would be, you know, that's the story of Jack. Yes?
Hi, Michelle. Sorry.
That's all right.
This is going to sound really hard.
Take a deep breath. Breathe in, circle, breathe, and out. But don't press too far down because we don't want you to fart. Yes.
If there was a doctor reunion with the 9 to 12 doctor now coming up, what would happen if they all got together, you were included into a doctor reunion, would you make up with the 9th doctor, find give him the makeout that he deserves and find put everything aside?
Are we watching the same show? You're saying if I were put into a scenario with all of the doctors, would I make up with the 9th doctor? I don't think I was ever mad at him.
No, it's just in the interviews and everything, he said it was a little bit difficult working with Chris.
Yeah, but that's not the doctor. That's Christopher Eccleston. That's nothing. No. Christopher and I are fine. But Christopher was not probably the funnest on set. He was very serious, and that was probably why we didn't, you know, kind of go out and have parties together. But you know, lots of people do that with records, but there was no bad feelings at all between us. But if you're talking, that's different than going on. This is where it kind of gets weird. That you're thinking John Barrowman is Jack and Christopher Eccleston. Yeah, no. So I don't know. I have an answer, but I don't think Chris is involved in the 50th. I'm not sure.
Oh no, he's not. But later on in the future, because fans want to renew with the 9th Doctor, with of course quality.
Okay. I don't have an answer really. I feel bad, but if they were to bring it back, I mean that I don't know. I can't answer for Chris. But, you know, if he were to come back, and of course, again, if they put other people in it, like myself and others, of course I would do it. I would absolutely love being back at the TARDIS with him.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yes, you're welcome. Yes.
Hi. So, this might seem a little random, but
this is random, that one? Yes.
Yesterday, it was my first time ever having Thai food, and apparently I like by doing this, I don't know. But I was just wondering if you've ever had Thai food.
Do I look like Gordon Ramsay? I hate Thai food. I don't like it at all because it gives me the shits. Is that one answer for you? I'm allergic to shellfish, and in Thai food they cook a lot with oyster sauce and things like that. And what's the lemongrass? gives me the runs. And one of my best friends was his nickname Ty Tom, you know, and he's no longer with us. He used to cook some of the finest meals, and I would force myself to eat it. I'd go home and I'd be like, oh Jesus God. Oh my God, it's coming. It's coming! Which reminds me of a story. Scott and I were traveling in the deep south, right? Have you heard this story? We're traveling by the bayous, and we're doing some sightseeing, and we're in a Jeep, and we'd been out the night before, and I probably had eaten something like Thai food or something that did not agree with me, because oh my God, my tummy was rumbling badly. So I'm sitting in the car. Can you all see on the screens with this? I'm sitting in the car, Scott's driving. And I'm going, Scott, I really need to go to the bathroom. And he's like, there's no place to go to the bathroom. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're just at the bayous. We're going to look at the dams and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I really got to go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Honest to God, I crapped my pants. I'm like, and I'm holding it up because you know if you sit on leather seats in the winter and it's heated, oh yes, picture that. It was full. So I'm like, find someplace quick. So I'm trying to take my jeans off so they don't get dirty. My white Calvin Klein underwears are now right slightly off color. And I'm holding myself up and we pull into this deserted area next to the river. And I get out and I'm walking like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Help me. What did I find? I kid you not. I took my underpants off and I hung them on a sign that said no dumping. And then what did we do? Scott went, we gotta get a picture. So me with an underpants full of crap, next to a sign that says no dumping, naked going. Terrible. That's why I go eat Thai food. Yes. How do you follow that one? Well, please don't shit your pants, okay?
What is it about Jack Harkness that drew you to that role?
Well, it didn't draw me to the role. I was approached by, so Russell and Julie and Phil Collinson knew of my work. Russell said he wanted to put me in Queer as Folk before that, but I wasn't available because of doing a show in the West End in London. And ironically, they said they called me into the meeting because they still wanted to see if I had matinee eye with good looks. That was true. So I went and met with them and they talked to me and I said, look, this would be a dream job for me. As a little boy, I used to watch Doctor Who and I never ever would have thought that I would be asked or approached about being on a show. Not many people take risks with musical theater people because they think they cannot act, right? And I think that's bullshit. And I said to Russell, take the risk with me and you will have someone who is so committed to this and will love the job so much. And they did. 15 minutes later, they called me on the phone, they said, you're our Captain Jack, you have to be. And so they approached me. What I brought to it was fun and personality. That's what I think, I brought part of my own self to it. And also, hopefully, something that you guys like. We have 5 minutes left. Thank you. 5 minutes, and in the last 2 minutes, I'll let you see our surprise.
Hi, my name is Daisy.
Hi, Daisy. I'm Lil Abner. Who's old enough to get that joke? Yes.
I was wondering, as a fan yourself, what was it like walking onto the Doctor Who set that first day?
It was the most awesome thing because it was as a child when I watched Doctor Who, the first episode that I remember as a kid was the Autons, and my mother used to have to put me inside her coat to walk me past any shop window in Glasgow, Scotland, because I wouldn't look at a mannequin because I thought they were going to attack because I scared the crap out of me. So when I knew that the new series was going to be the first episode, the Autons, it's like, yes! But when I walked on the set of the TARDIS, I purposely did not go look at it before Jack walked on in the sequence when he walks on in The Doctor Dances. Is that right? Yeah. So I literally walk on, and that reaction, it's totally truthful. It makes me get all funny when I think about it because it was a dream come true. That little boy who was scared, all of a sudden is now becoming a part of the TARDIS, the team of the TARDIS, and didn't know at that point would become one of the big heroes of the Doctor Who world. So I look back on that and I am just absolutely overwhelmed and thrilled and so grateful. But I'd also like to introduce you to somebody. He flies around my house. Superman, are you here? Superman! Come out! Yeah! You look awesome in that! We are so taking that home! You're gonna wear that tonight! You're gonna be Superman! Yeah, but don't pose like that. Superman doesn't do that. You be Superman and I'll be Supergirl. Anyway, isn't this awesome? I had this made, especially for New York Comic Con. They just got in about an hour ago, shipped from Canada. But I think it's amazing. You look really good. You're Superman. You get your airplane now. Yeah, you do. Do that. He said, I'll only wear it if you buy me an airplane. You get your fucking airplane now. One final question. Yes. Hi. This is Scott, everybody, by the way. And as you can see, we have a lot of fun in our house. I'm gonna get a Captain America outfit and there we go. He's getting all randy now, he's like grabbing my waist, I'm like, stop it! Yes.
Okay, so David Tennant was asked this a long time ago, but between you and him, who's packing the biggest pocket?
Who's packing the biggest weapon in the Dr. Regal? David and I are both from Glasgow, and there's one thing that's known about a Scotsman under his kilt. He never wears any underpants because he can't fit in them. And there's a reason why they call me Whackin' Jack. And they called him David Tennant. Do we have time for one more, or should I wrap it?
Always
one
wrap
more,
it.
I didn't answer me, yes.
My question because
She stole your question? How dare you ask a question about a penis?
I love you, but another thing I love is Scottish accents.
Yes.
And I'm a linguist. And
I've already done it.
Yes.
I've already spoken the Scottish accent. No, I'll just tell you now, sit your ass down, I've done it already. One question, go.
Can I hug you? And the second part, okay, what was it like working with James Marsters? And what was it like kissing him? Because the Buffy family needs to know.
James was awesome, and kissing him, I did it more than once, and I frustrated the hell out of him, and every time he had to kiss me, he had to go back to his girlfriend to reestablish his message. And again, that was one of those instances where I said to the director, just keep rolling because he's getting so flabbergasted by this, and I have to keep making out with him. But it was awesome. He's a great guy, and it was great to have him part of Torchwood. Before I finish, I just want to say thank you to all of you we are totally bowled over by the response that you've given me and the lines that you've given me. It's absolutely incredible. I'm sorry that some things have to be rushed, but I want everyone, we're here because of you. I want every one of you to be happy and get what you want. You've changed our lives. You've given us the life, me the life I've always dreamed of. I want to say thank you